Wow, what's up? This is Platinum No Limit Rap Artist, Mr. Serv-On from the Historic No Limit Records, man. And I'm coming up next. Only Touch Greatness podcast, man. Trust me, if you're not touching this podcast, you're not touching greatness, bro. Huh?
How awesome were those old, like, when you were younger and you had the early No Limit studio sessions?
You had to be about your business because we was moving, doing so much work. If somebody stuck their head out and said, "Who got a verse?" You got 15 people standing and say, "I got a verse." So everybody would get to put their verse down, and then people choose who they want to be on that verse, who they want on that song. So it was always competition. I'll give you this: it's two people you didn't want to go before, or you didn't want to go behind. Mia or Mystical.
Yeah.
You don't want. And I'll say this: Fiend was the hardest working, one of the most talented people ever. Fiend never left the studio. I used to think, like, dude, don't you have a family? He never left. So whenever you stuck your head out, if you listen to my albums, he on a lot of different hooks or whatever, because he was always there.
Yeah.
So it was always competition, but we was organized just like the military, man. Every day at 4:30, everybody had to go play basketball, whether you knew how to play or not, because he he created that team atmosphere, and all of us always together. And if we were in the office and say we were all about to get something to eat, or no, if you was on your way to the office, if I was on my way to the office and all y'all were in the office, I have to call and say who in there and who hungry. So I couldn't just go get food for myself. I had to get food for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way No Limit was. We didn't get into arguments. If we got into arguments and it got too bad, we had a room that was empty and we had boxing gloves. So you had to put the gloves on so it don't turn to no gunplay. You put the gloves on. If you say nah, I ain't putting them on, they're gonna tell you shut the fuck up.
No,
That's
awesome. Awesome.
that's the way it was. You put the gloves on because you know what I'm saying. If it's that bad, y'all that mad, put the gloves on. If not, shut the fuck up.
Get back to
Right.
work.
Right.
Yeah, and
And
that's the way it was.
right. And that's even way better because just knowing that, you know what I'm saying, it takes a lot of things out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
The problem has been solved. Now y'all can go and get to the future. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to music and business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
you're gonna take a loss or you're gonna take a win. And
yeah.
and anybody could grab a gun and shoot a gun, dog. But a real man can stand in the middle of the street. You
Right.
feel what I'm
Right.
saying? And you live to see another day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how No Limit was. You know what I'm saying? We was family. We was close. You looked out for each other always. You looked out for each other family. We had rules with that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was always that way. You had
Right.
respect. That was your wife. You respected that man, that individual's wife. That's his girlfriend. You respect his girlfriend. That's his kids. You have the utmost respect, and you protect his kids and his family if he's not around. And we had rules like that.